Hello, I'm Tan the Tan BOTC channel. I made a video recently talking about Elric being the influencer of the Witcher. I want to show you my Witcher collection, and technically I can't show all of it because I did earn, if you count earning Geralt skins in both Naraka and Monster Hunter World and such, then those would count. So let's see what we are working with here. I don't have all the volumes, of course, but I do have quite a bit. The Witcher Ronin. And these were books that I collect over time. Truth of Grain, this is a short story. They actually used this in Season 2 of The Witcher, but they added junk that didn't belong. Season 2 wasn't that bad, but it's a mixed bag at times. Then you got Corvo Bianco. So I have all of these except for number 4. 5 is, you saw 5 in the last episode. But I'm trying to get a hold of number 4. And they couldn't get a copy of number 4, so I'm stuck with 1, 2, 3, and 5. And we got Wild Animals. I have all of them. 2, okay, I was making sure that wasn't 3. This is 3. And then we got Witch's Lament. I have some, clear up screen, come on. I have some of the packets that I can put them in. I gotta do that at some point so that they will be in their own little safe space so that they don't get damaged too much, at least. Yeah, there's those. Then we got Fading Memories. One through 4. And there's the 5th one I was just talking about that I showed in the last video. Besides that, the only other things that I've collected over time that are Witcher related, so I have an Aradine figurine. I always thought he looked really cool. Clearly he's influenced by Sauron. There's no freaking doubt about that. Crown of basically a freaking helmeted crown like his, a skeletal helmet just like his. But yeah, very similar. And he's the big bad. Of course, the only Pop Funko I have of Witcher are the ones from the television show. I have only 3 of them. I think I showed them in a previous episode. And finally, the last thing, is the entire book series. So I got confused because I remember in the book, so spoiler, there's a lynching mob that attacks Geralt, and I think that's in one of the last ones. I think it's Lady of the Lake. And I saw different posts about it because I got confused when I was talking about it to Dave. I talked about how Geralt died during that, but it's not complete. I guess it is kind of left up to the imagination, but then I was looking online about it and I kept finding different people having different interpretations. Some saying that he straight up died and some saying it's up to your imagination. So I'm freaking confused and gotta reread the freaking book. So what the frick? But yeah, I was looking it up. And it would make sense that Ciri's the main character, especially since sadly the voice actor of Geralt has I don't remember what type of cancer, but is dealing with something that hopefully he can fight. But yeah, that I hope he fights through. Let's get this heavy-ass thing. Oh, also, before I do that, these books, I'm wondering if I should even collect the rest of them. Let me just show you real quick. I got something on the floor I gotta get rid of later anyways. But these 2 books, I was thinking of collecting the video game covers, and I only got 2 so far. And then I was like, I don't know if I want to do this. I don't know if I want to collect the rest of these, but I'll think about it. I'll think about it. There's these new covers that I really like that they made. So now to the Elric stuff. And sadly, I don't nearly have as many Elric things because it was not as famous as The Witcher. Never really had action figures and stuff to the same extent. Or even Pop Funko. How dare you? No. But here are my Elric books. So I don't have all the books of these, by the way. So just note that. Because I either lost a bunch of them, or the ones that I do have, I collected more recent. And I got 2 versions of this. The reason is I just wanted as much Elric as I could get my hands on. Then there's this. They will also find a place in a sleeve soon, because I have a bunch of sleeves now. This, I'm going to have to put a... I love the art style, by the way, of these ones. But yeah, there's this. And he, by the way, he's known as the White Wolf. You can see it on the frickin' cover right there, which is what Geralt was also known as. Henry Cavill, pay attention. No. I still love The Witcher, but The Witcher was influenced by Elric, clearly. And then, of course, oh, why is Volume 2 first? Volume 1, Volume 2... Let's reorganize that. Should be on top of the other. And you saw these ones the last time. I made a video on both The Witcher and Elric. So here we go again. Dreaming City. Yeah. But yeah, I always preferred the art styles, too, of the Elric books. They always had such a unique art style to them. But you guys decide who you prefer. Let me see if I can get the frick out of here, Geralts. But yeah, you guys basically decide, like, what your favorite art style is. He doing a Jesus pose? I'm Jesus. I don't know if you can hear me. Oh my gosh, wait a minute. That makes perfect sense because Henry Cavill played him and Superman, and he did the same pose in the Man of Steel. Never mind. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Just gonna crush Geralt with Elric. And you have an awesome day. Which series is your favorite? It's clearly Elric, not Elric, freaking Witcher. Because The Witcher, just like Warhammer, are the big ones. It's Elric is... Michael Moorcock's stuff is kind of like the equivalent of Wolfenstein, where it's the grandfather, kind of. Not really. Conan even predates Elric and such. Even stuff like Beowulf. But yeah, like, he's kind of the equivalent of a grandfather or father of fantasy, just as like Tolkien. Tolkien's like the Doom of fantasy. And he's probably more the equivalent of Wolfenstein. But still a really good Wolfenstein, where Witcher and Warhammer are like the later big influences that are fans amongst, I hate to say it, millennials and such. It's the millennial age of fantasy, and not entirely, but it's closer than Elric, because Elric was like the 60s or whatever, around the 60s. I think Lord of the Rings, or at least The Hobbit, was the 50s. So yeah, still a big deal nonetheless, where I think Witcher is 80s, 90s, somewhere around there. No, whatever. But yeah, you let me know. I do love the show. The first season's great. I was rewatching it recently, and then the second... I hear they are going to make an Elric show, but I don't know when that'll happen. But I think the second season's okay. It's got some issues, and then the third season just completely goes off the rails and is really stupid. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video nonetheless. Let me know which series is your favorite. Witcher's probably be the majority of people's, because The Witcher is the bigger, more famous one. I mean, it got freaking crossovers. Elric did not. But I honestly prefer, I think Elric is the better series. It's just a series that's weirdly still more unique because Geralt is like a anti-hero, but like Elric is kind of a combination at times of being a anti-hero and a villain. And we don't really get a whole lot of books with a character that focuses centrally on a character like that. And he's not the brightest character in the books either, which just kind of makes him more relatable, weirdly enough. And yeah, he's just a more interesting character over time to me. Where Witcher Geralt, while I still really love Geralt, and it's the reason I still go for like the crossover stuff and such, even in Fortnite. I almost forgot about that one. That it's like, yeah, it's still a really good series. Also, Michael Moorcock, if you've ever seen interviews and stuff with him, he's such a sweet guy. Sapowski, on the other hand, is the complete opposite. He seems like a dickhead. He's always attacking video games, being like, "Oh, that video game wouldn't be famous without me." It's like, shut the fuck up. So it's just kind of like pick your poison or whatever. But yeah, I love Elric. I think Elric is a absolutely awesome series. I hope you sometime pick up maybe some of the books and read them. They're easy reads, fun reads, awesome reads, whatever. Because they're much shorter books. Like you saw these books here. These are freaking massive, but it's a combination of a bunch of the books. This is a combination of like a bunch of the books. Oh, I see Neil Gaiman. I don't know about. That might be a bit controversial. At least something I heard about him recently that was not so great. But outside of that, I don't know much else. I just know that at one point he had some controversy. But anyways, Elric's still freaking awesome, whether there's a name like that attached to it or not. You have an awesome day once again, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.